Hey, newsflash. A lot of people on the internet are fucking stupid, and here's why. I was involved in a gun control debate with this highly intelligent individual who seemed to have this grand idea that the best way to stop a mass shooter is... Listen to this. It's fucking golden. To simply walk up to the individual, greet them with a friendly smile, and ask them to a meal so you can sit down and reason together. I don't know where he grew up, and I don't know what country he's from. I don't know what fucking planet he's on. But obviously he's in the fucking Twilight Zone, because those of us down here in reality acknowledge the fact that there are bad people out there who do bad things. Sometimes for little or no reason at all. In today's day and time, unfortunately, we have a lot of mass shootings. We have been experiencing these for decades now. I mean, Charles Whitman, Mark Essex, do these ring bells? As much as I would like to think that you could just walk up to someone who's committing a mass shooting and simply talk to them and stop it, I am not fucking Superman. And neither is anyone else that I know. Fortunately, there is a great solution, a very quick, efficient, and very simple solution to stop a mass shooter. I'll show it to you right now. There was another fellow, this one a little bit more rational, that I was involved in another debate with online. He was from the UK, which, as many of us know, pretty much banned literally all the firearms in the entire freaking fucking United Kingdom not too long ago. Well, when that happened, guess what else happened? Knife attacks skyrocketed. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that we had an Islamic jihadist terrorist hacking to death some English soldiers in front of some big palace over there. I want to say it was 4 or 5 years ago now. There seems to be a major malfunction with a lot of people when it comes to understanding that there are people out there who hate us simply because we're not exactly like them. Now, I'm not just talking about terrorists, although personally I find that a 5.56 is a great anti-terrorist deterrent. The ultimate solution to any mass shooting, the only thing that's going to effectively stop gun violence in the streets, robberies, and all the wanton violence that we see in America, is good guys with guns. Look at the footage from the LA riots in the early 90s. Have you ever heard the phrase rooftop Koreans? They were Koreans, of course, owners of businesses in Los Angeles. And you know what they did when the riots started getting close to their places of business and their houses? They armed themselves. Oh my God, they armed themselves? Yeah, they armed themselves. And you know what happened? The rioters stayed the fuck away from them. Wow. The ultimate truth is that most robbers and thieves and murderers usually want to escape with their life. So, in most cases, a gun owner doesn't have to pull the trigger. I speak from personal experience in that regard. I once had someone attempt to rob my house, and guess what? They saw the 9mm on my hip, and they took off and ran. Mind fucking blown, right? Now, unfortunately, there are those in this world who simply do not care if they go home at the end of the day. There are those like Eric Harris, Dylan Klebold, Mark Essex, Charles Whitman. I can go on. There's a whole plethora of mass shooters who don't care if they go home at the end of the day. They don't care if at the end of the day they're in a pine box or on a slab in the morgue. And it's those people, unfortunately, that we have to contend with the most when it comes to these mass shootings lately. So, I don't know about you, but Beto O'Rourke, like hell, he's gonna take my fucking guns. There's absolutely no fucking way that any politician can ever come up with any logical reason to disarm a lawful, law-abiding American citizen. I took an oath to protect and serve the United States of America when I was in the military. Our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. That Bill of Rights gives me the right to possess a weapon for personal defense. Some would say against tyranny. You know, you say tomato, I say tomato. Who gives a fuck? The Bill of Rights itself was written by men who believed that there were rights that we as humans are born with. So, in essence, there is no fucking reason at all why I should not be able to protect me, my family, my home, my country with a firearm. I have done nothing wrong. I am not a felon. I am not addicted to drugs. I am not an illegal alien. I have never been adjudicated mentally defective. I can't remember all the questions on the form that I have to fill out whenever I apply for a background check to own a firearm. My background check is clean. I have nothing to hide. And you know what? Every other law-abiding American citizen who owns a gun has filled out that exact same form when they buy a gun over the counter. Increasing gun control isn't going to do any fucking thing. Because statistically, most all mass shootings are committed by those who have purchased a gun illegally. They've stolen it, or they've purchased it by a straw purchase. Let me explain to you what a straw purchase is. That's where someone else buys a gun for someone else. Guess what? That's also a felony. But you know what? Like I keep saying, the only thing that's going to stop gun violence is an equal measure of force. The only thing that's going to at least curb gun violence is making it ultimately the only thing that is going to curb gun violence, not stop it, because we will never be able to stop the fact that mankind, in their heart of hearts, is an imperfect being. There will always be those who simply seek to steal, to kill, and to destroy. There will always be those who hate us for being different from them. And I'm not talking about jihadists. We can open a history book. Open a fucking history book and read how many centuries and millennia, for time immemorial, where there have been nation warring against nation for their land, for their assets, or sometimes just to do it. I mean, did Alexander the Great really need to conquer the whole fucking world? No, but he did anyway. Think about it. Just sit down and think about it. We will never effectively stop violence against other humans. The only safeguard against further mass killings is to ensure that good people are able to defend themselves. A gun levels all playing fields. A gun is the tool that will keep a 6'4", 220-pound man from beating to death his 4'11", 100-pound girlfriend. Look up any case of single mothers defending themselves against burglars or ex-boyfriends who simply choose to walk through a restraining order. Because that's all a restraining order is a piece of paper. A gun levels all playing fields. A gun, if in the right hands, can be used as a tool of good. It's kind of like a mandolin in the hands of Tiny Tim, who made some songs that were just really, really weird, or a mandolin in the hands of a member of Union Station, one of the most talented bluegrass bands ever to exist. The only way to stop gun violence, or at least curb it, is you and me. Lawful, law-abiding American citizens. We are our own protectors. We are the first responders. We are all we can ultimately count on. It was about a year ago when the Seattle police chief said that they were going to have to stop responding to calls like break-ins and stuff like that because they didn't have enough officers to respond to all the calls they were having during the COVID-19 pandemic and riots that were occurring simultaneously. While I have nothing but respect for police officers, firefighters, EMS, we are the ones who get up out of bed when something goes bump in the night at 3 o'clock in the morning. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves responsibly and judiciously. That's it. We have to face reality. We can't let people like this, like these fucking fruitcakes, that sit around thinking, oh, we can just, I'll invite him to a meal and reason with him. What the fuck kind of horse shit is that? Has that person ever once seen anyone who's been strung out on drugs? I don't think anyone who thinks that way has ever truthfully faced reality. Anyway, that's something to think about.